Okay, so here I'm just outlining the steps for solving any type of quadratic equation. Okay, so you've already done a few that were factorized for you, and then a few you had to factorize. So the first step, they all have to equal 0. If they don't equal 0, you must rearrange them so they do. Okay, for instance, if you have x squared equals to 9, you're going to rearrange to x squared minus 9 equals to 0. Okay, so you have to rearrange. The second one, you're going to factorize. So if I factorize x squared minus 9, the difference of two squares, so it'll be x plus 3 by x minus 3, still equals 0. Set each factor to 0 and solve. So this is what you did yesterday. In other words, what makes this bracket 0? So what would make x plus 3 be 0? Well, solving it, bring the 3 over, x would have to be minus 3. Or, what would make this bracket 0? X minus 3 equals 0, bring the 3 over, x would equal 3. Okay, so they are the steps. So you can keep referring back to that as we're going along. I'm going to pick 14 and 16 from the homework just to run through. Okay, and then I'll set you some work, and then we'll have a look at the different type of factorizing trinomials. So the first, you were asked to, for question 14, factorize y squared minus 4. Well, that's a difference of two squares. So it's y to be squared minus 2 to be squared. So it can be written as y plus 2 times y minus 2. The next, solve it equal to 0. Okay, so solving this, it equals 0, so that's fine. We've already factorized it in part A, so write your factor form down. And then, like we did yesterday, what would make this bracket be 0? So just write the bracket equal to 0 and solve. Take 2 away from both sides. So if I sub minus 2 in there, that would make that 0. Or, what would make this bracket 0? Y minus 2 equals 0. What would make that bracket 0? Well, if y was 2. Part C, you had to verify your answers. So, just sub them in for y squared minus 4. So y squared minus 2 squared minus 4 is 4 minus 4, which is 0. And then the same with the 2. So that's verified. Okay. 16 then, again, it's also a difference of two squares. P to be squared minus 8 to be squared. So it can be written as p plus 8, p minus 8. Solve, that should be equal 0, apologies. Okay, solve when p squared minus 64 equals 0. So what values of p, when I square it and take away 64, is at 0? So use your second step. So the first step was making sure it equals 0. It does. Second step, factorize. We did that in part A. Part C3 then, write your factor form down equal to 0. There it is. And then set each bracket to 0. So what would make this bracket 0? Remember, I have two things multiplying to get 0. So either the p plus 8 is 0 or the p minus 8 is 0. So if the p plus 8 is 0, that means p is negative 8. Or if the p minus 8 bracket is 0, that means p equals 8. Part C, you have to verify. Sub in minus 8 squared minus 64, you get 0. Sub in 8 squared minus 64, you also get 0. Okay? Now, I'm going to get you to do questions 17 to 22 now. If you look, you're just following the steps. Factorize. Okay, factorize, and that these three already equal 0. So factorize and solve for each factor. Same for this one, same for this one. These two are highest common factor. This one is a difference of two squares. Okay. I'm not going to tell you what these are. Now notice 21 and 22 do not equal 0. So you need to rearrange them so they equal 0. So you're going to take 400 away from both sides here, and you're going to take 12x away from both sides here. Okay, so 17 to 22 now, and then watch the next video when we're going to look at quadratic trinomials.